Hello there. It's a beautiful Saturday morning and time to welcome you to this edition of Feminine Scope. The station is OGBC and the frequency 90.5 FM. How's your weekend rolling? I hope you're coping with this weather. Anyway, just make sure you take care of yourself and dress warm. Dress your children too warm, especially the elderly ones too. Our mothers, our parents, grandmas, grandpas, please. And this season, December, let moderation be our watchword. Let's just take it easy. Let us calm down. Don't overstretch yourself. On this program, Feminist Scope, we invite strong ladies and women who are on top of their careers so that they can share their experiences with us, that this generation will learn a thing or two as matters of lessons. My name is Toyin Sogbesan. You call me TS. I have another woman in the house, strong. Well, she's ebony beauty, and like black is beautiful. She will share her personal experiences with us, and then we'll pick a thing or two from there. My guest is Alhaja Dr. Tawakalit Adunni Adegbite, the Chief Lecturer and Head of Department of Library and Information Science, the Federal Polytechnic Ilaro here in Ogun State. Alhaja, salam alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
It's nice to have on the program.
Thank you very much, TS.
Yeah, thank you. So I love that. I like to be called TS. Okay, now.
I am TS. So
you are TS.
I love calling
I thought you wanted to say you are TS. I want to say, if there's only one TS, another one is a counterfeit. Okay, now. So Alhaja, let's meet you. Who is Alhaja Tawakalit? What was growing up like for you? Who were your parents? Where did you grow up?
Thank you very much. I was born at Ibeshe in Yewa, not local government of Ogun State, in the mid-60s. My parents were, because they were late.
Oh, they are late now.
Yeah. Pa Ilyas Onide and my mom, Afusat Abike Onide of blessed memory. My elementary school, I attended UMC Primary School, Alhaja, in Ibeshe.
Ibeshe?
Yeah.
Okay, there's Alhaja in Ibeshe.
Yes.
I know the one in Ibadan.
Beside the road.
Okay.
Beside the major road. And I attended Asakono Grammar School in Ibeshe too. So I grew up at Ibeshe. My mom is from Ilaro, while my dad is from Ibeshe, the seat of Dangote Refinery now.
Proudly Dangote Refinery now. I mean Dangote Cement.
The refinery and cement, everything together.
Dangote has brought life to your area. Well, that's interesting. That's interesting. Now, Alhaja, you grew up in Ibeshe.
Yes, ma'am.
What was life like? Because Ibeshe is not a city.
It was a rough life. It was a rough.
I can imagine.
It was too tough.
Please, let us into that.
It was tough.
And here you are.
Yes, it was tough. When I finished my primary school, there was no hope of proceeding to secondary school.
Wow.
I thought of going to learn something like photography, this and that. My dad was poor, my mom was poor.
Hey, what was your dad doing? What was your mom doing?
My dad was a farmer, a nuclear farmer. My mother was into petty trading, and the life then was not too good. It was seriously tough.
Wow.
So at a time, I thought I couldn't further my education, even to secondary school level. So I had to think of learning a trade. I had to follow a paternal uncle to Lagos. Then I was not allowed to go and learn the photography I planned learning. The wife was into hawking fresh fish, okweko. I had to join her. They were living at Mafoluku. We had to hawk to Oshodi. After like 2 months.
Alhaja, how were you doing the hawking?
Okweko ese bell.
Wow.
Eja Susure.
My librarian of today did that.
My sister.
Wow.
So serious. After like 2 months, I called my uncle. I'm here to learn photography. He said I have to go and tell my pastor to pray on it, this and that.
To learn photography, you have to pray on it. Okay.
Yes. At the time, I said, okay, let me find something doing. I cannot be hawking again. He said, okay, if you want to find something doing, I'll take you to a food canteen. So I was an on at food canteen, washing plates. Yes. That was one day bitter experience, man. The woman sent me to Oshodi to go and buy things for her. I missed my way. Instead of entering a bus going to Mafoluku Oja, I entered Mafoluku Church. I walked throughout that day. That day, The woman beat the hell out of me. It was like giving it to me back, front. I came back. Since that day, I said I was not going to do that again. I came back home.
Okay.
To my dad.
To Ibeshe.
Yes.
Yes. From Lagos.
My dad, I am not staying with your brother again. I want to go to school. Fortunately for me, I was just sweeping the front of the house one day. Late Alabi Muleru.
Okay.
Ekwombe.
Baba?
He was an uncle. So he said, come, what are you doing? Every of your mates are in school. Stand up and follow me. That was how Baba took me to Asakron. I wasn't free education there. But alhamdulillah, not sooner than then, there was free education.
Okay.
So I have the intention that I will not be a supporter or a surrogate to my mates. No matter how tough this journey is. I was going to school, managing. If there is food today, fine. If there is no food,
you go empty stomach. Okay.
Because my determination while I was in secondary school, I had this book, Job Selection.
Okay.
Then I wanted to be a broadcaster. Somebody that will be on the air and
you are a broadcaster now. There's mic in front of you.
Not a day broadcaster anyway. So I was determined.
Okay.
That this education. Do you know that there is no other person from my lineage that has secondary education?
What? God just singled you out.
The Yorubas will say, Atakpata dide. I am an atero for dide. If you're on Akpata, it makes you strong. But if you are on the clay,
as you are trying to come out, you go down.
It keeps bringing you down. So after my secondary education, I was just looking at my mother would call me, come, Shay, will you go for police work? I said, no, I wouldn't like that. I don't like a job that people will be cursing me. I don't like it. I planned coming to Oshele to obtain form. God shall allow me to be in contact with my husband of today. So the day he talked to me, I said, Oga, I want to go to school. Because there is nobody. I am from a polygamous house, man. 3 wives. My mother happens to be I don't know if the last wife or not. My mother was married to my uncle. When my uncle died, my mother had 2 children then, a girl and a boy.
Okay.
And because she was still young then, she has to be remarried to my dad. Yes,
betrothed to your dad.
Yes, from there, I am the firstborn from that.
From that, okay.
Yes. So, and in the lineage of my father, the fourth. After 3 girls, I'm the 4th girl. And there's none of my siblings that had
secondary education. Wow, that's something. So at what point did you now meet your husband that assisted you? When you went to secondary school, was it after secondary school?
After secondary school. So my result wasn't completed then at Asakron, so I had to go back to Emmanuel Commercial High School.
Okay.
I have a complete result then. So I was like, should I go to Federal College of Education or Shelley?
Okay. Because
I know my background. There wasn't any motivation then. There wasn't any encouragement. If they want
nobody to even put you through.
Nobody. So I thought of going to Shelley. I was with my maternal uncle. So I went out with one of the girls. So I now saw this one. Come, Shebi, I've been buying Ogi from you. Come, I like this your sister. I said, you like who?
You were into making your guy. You that you needed Omokoto to Shako.
Money, well, this man is not serious. Joe, let's go, Jared. Let us marry you. What's wrong with you? You know me. And I said, man, I want to go to school. Don't look at me because I'm falling. No, I want to go to school. And if you marry me, if you are the first to have your PhD in my home, you are going to bear my father's name.
Wow.
I said, is this man serious? That is how we started. So after we got married, I had my first daughter. At 9 months, I got admission to University of Ibadan.
You were pregnant with your daughter 9 months, or I don't understand.
I have given birth.
Okay.
So she was 9 months
Old. Okay.
Then, meanwhile, he got me employed into Federal Polytechnic Ilaro Library. My husband.
Oh, with your school cert?
Yes, through my late boss then, Alhaja of blessed memory. So I was working there. The environment motivated me. I was like, young girls, we want to borrow. Attend to us, madam. What's wrong with you? This and that. I was like, I can do it. I can do better. Who are they? Who do they think they are? I can. At the time, I told my husband, Oga, I want to go to the problem. I started with part-time diploma in library and information science. I was in 1992 to 1993. After then, I was working already. I was working.
Yes.
So I went back to my boss. Sir, I want to go for my degree program. He said, Madam, you can do that, but on part-time. Because this your work is the primary reason why you are here. He said, no problem. I started again. Part-time, bachelor in library and information science. Carrying pregnancy up there.
To UI?
Yes. University of Ibadan. And after then, I did not relent in my efforts to be somebody. I got admission back for my master's degree.
Wow.
In library and information science.
The same UI?
The same UI.
Wow.
And finally, to Babcock University for my PhD.
Beautiful.
Where I graduated in the year 2022. As a PhD holder.
As a PhD holder,
yes,
you were so focused, and your husband supported you.
He was so supported. In fact, Okoni.
And that day you were making a call.
So
God saved you.
When I finished, that day
I collected
my certificate from Babcock.
Yes.
I came back, kneeling down, appreciating. He was like, Madam, what is it? I said, this is a promise made.
And kept.
Remember you told me, he said, I have forgotten. So it wasn't smooth. It was rough, but thank God today.
Thank God. There are men and there are men.
Yeah.
Good men are still out there.
Yes.
Provided even the wife is submissive.
Of course.
It is what.
I have nobody then, my sister. So.
Except God and him.
Except God
and him.
And I was focused.
So you were in Ibeshi. That your axis.
Yes.
Ilaro.
Yes.
You didn't go outside Ibeshi and Ilaro.
I went out.
You went out?
Yes.
Okay.
I went out to University of Ibadan. I spent like 14 years.
14?
For all these programs I mentioned.
You were going and coming back to the same Ibeshi and Ilaro.
My husband is from Ogbomoso now.
Okay.
My husband is from Ogbomoso. So I
this guy eye that you are using to just look at me. You are looking at me.
No, it's not you. But you were trying to say you are a Nomoko. Yes, that is truth. I am an Omoko, but I moved out.
Okay.
From Beshe to Oyo State.
Okay. Also, Oyo State, open your eyes. It is well. Congratulations, my dear sister. I'm happy for you.
Thank you very much.
I'm very, very happy for you. Talking seriously now, this is something that I want young girls, not just even young girls, even the boys who believe that they cannot make it. They lose hope easily. They just believe that, girls will say that, it's only man that can assist me. But you are pushful. You had a dream. You pursued your dream. God sent an angel your way in the form of your husband. We thank God for that. I want your word for these people, this set of young people.
Thank you very much. Yes, I've always been doing this as a lecturer.
Okay.
In 2015, the department was created, Department of Library and Information Science, and I happen to be the second HOD and the first female HOD
Come to that.
in the department. And I love impacting knowledge. I love teaching people. I love discussing with people, most especially girl child. I love girls. I love ladies so much. My first 2 lectures to any of my classes is going to be preaching. Please, you are here, be focused. Girls and children of nowadays, if they believe in their God and they believe in themselves and they are focused, all good things are doable. All good things are doable once they are focused. I preach a lot. I talk to, because where I am coming from, you have children, you have privileged one, you have poor children like myself. We need to encourage them. And this thing also should start from home. They spend some time with us as lecturers. We believe we are their surrogate parents, fine. But what are our parents doing at home? Since my son left for University of Ilorin, nobody on television in our house. Again, the last one is still in secondary school. You have to read. You have to do this, do this. Look, Mom, you must do this, do this, do this. Before I will allow you to play for 30 minutes. But you have to do all this. All these things are lacking from home. Because in the morning, the mother is in the market. The father has gone out. What happens to their children? They don't know. They believe that they can keep their children with the teachers, with people in their community. Fine, in the past, for you to do that, you can correct my child. I can correct yours, but not now. The corrections that we have now, they are negative corrections. There are negative influences now on our children, especially when you just leave them to anybody. So from home, we need to know what is the weaknesses of our children. We look at their strengths and we develop their strengths. And going to school, primary, secondary school, we should motivate and encourage them to. In the higher institution, like my institution, our rector will tell you are their surrogate parents.
Yes.
And so, whatever you think you can do for your children, you should be able to do it for them. We need to love them. Let them be closer to us. It is when they are closer that you can actually, this is not good, this is good.
They'll be able to confide in you.
They confide in you. And this social media of a thing, the phones that they have, we should encourage them to use these phones positively. There are so many benefits from their Android phone, from their smartphone. Maybe because they are not encouraged to do that. That is why they are using it in negative ways. I've always been telling my students, your research work, why don't you use your AI? Search for information. Once you search, sit down. If you search for information and you bring them together and bring them to us, we are going to know. We would know because your thought of discussion will not flow as expected.
They don't know that.
They should know. I've been telling them you should know this. But sit down. These things can't offer them so many good opportunities. But because they are left alone with it. Rather than reading from it, rather than searching, rather than downloading, they're on Facebook, they're on Instagram, they're on all this. And what are they doing there? They are doing what they are not expected to be doing at their age. So we should.
We thank God. Now let's take a look at your own area of specialization, which is the library and information science. How have you been able to encourage reading culture? The reading culture is fast being eroded. Yes. So what can we do to bring it back? You have said it. What they use this phone for is different from what they are supposed to use the phone for at their age. So what do we do?
There are lots that we can actually do. While I was at Babcock University, Babcock is a faith-based institution. That was a course that, whether you like it or not, you must read this book. You must read it. You must summarize every chapter every week and submit. Are you not being forced to read?
You read.
You just have to read. From my department, we give assignments. Make sure you put the references there. And make sure if you summarize, tell us the page.
Wow.
They are being forced to read. And during orientation, once they newly resume, there will be orientation. The librarian will talk to them. Then you ask them to come and register. If they don't, if they have assignment and they are being referred to the library.
If you have not registered.
If you have not registered, you'll be forced to register then. And we have also been encouraged that give assignment that will make them to use the library. If only 20, 30 minutes, they have to read. Students will bring project work. I saw so many names that they have changed. Many of our colleagues, many of our senior colleagues, somebody changed Professor L.O. Aino's name to Arnold. L.O. And I saw 2024. I said, no, this is L.O. And I look at the title of the work. I said, no, this is Aino, L.O. And it is 2004. It is a textbook, you can use it. It's not that old. She came back asking me, "Ma, how did you know?"
Ah.
I said, "Because I have that test. I'll definitely." So from all this, you encourage them. No, you can use people's work, but acknowledgement is the key. You need to acknowledge. Do not copy people's work verbatim. So in our own field, we have been trying as much as possible while encouraging other co-lecturers that give them assignments, and the librarian herself is not relenting on her effort. Give them assignment. Let them go to the e-library. Google this thing, search it, print it, and bring it back. Ma, before you print, you have to read.
You have to read what you want to print. Exactly.
So we have been trying as much as possible to bring back. It is a true fact that reading is going down the drain. So
thank you. The program is Feminine Scope on OGBC 90.5 FM, and my guest is Alhaja Dr. Tawakalit Adunni Adegbite, Chief Lecturer and Head of the Department of Library and Information Science at the Federal Polytechnic Ilaro. Now, Alhaja, I'm coming back to your society, and that is Ibeshe Society again.
Yes,
have you been able to give back to that society?
To the society?
Yes.
Yes.
Your community?
Yes. In my little way, I've been trying to do that. Have always been assisting in offering admission, especially to be a child.
Okay.
So I have not relented in my efforts to encourage my people from Ibeshe. You can do better than I am doing now.
I also grew up there.
Yes. In fact, there is this one of my secondary school mates. He came to my office. Each time I visit home, there is this their little girl that always look at me. So that day they just came to my office. I was like, what happened? He said, my daughter said she wanted to see you. So they came around. Esther, what do you want? Ma, I want to come to this school. I said, fine. Do you have your school start result? She said, the father, I said, no. I cannot train a girl.
So there are still some parents like
Why
that.
will I train her? I have boys. They are not ready. I said, why we are still waiting for them? Let us train. No. And I told her, Esther, come back to see me. She graduated from Federal Polytechnic. There are many of them. That is just one example. She graduated while she was working at Dangote. This girl was sleeping in the Bodov at Dangote because I could not house her because of her dad. And she finished there. She studied estate management.
Wow.
It gave her estate management. That is what she studied there. And so many of them like that. I still have many now. That will still be. My advice for this generation is that, number one, they should believe in God. They should believe in themselves. And they have to be focused. If you are focused and you feel this thing, you can do it. When others are doing it, you try it too. But the bottom line is you need to be prayerful where you are being focused, and you have to be hard working. This generation in which we are now is not encouraging at times. In fact, at times I think above 20 years that what becomes of our children the next 10, 15, 20 years. But I believe that focus is the watchword. Once you are focused with whatever you want to do, then
the sky is the starting point.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Alhaja, I don't know whether to ask you this question or not. Are you a social person? Do you party?
Yes, of course. I do a lot.
You just disappointed me.
Disappointed how? I do a lot. My husband knows.
Yeah, that's you do party in Ibeshe and Ilaro.
I came back this Sunday from Ikpe-Akoko.
Ikpe-Akoko?
Yes.
That's Ondo State or?
Yes. Ondo.
So you traveled that
I traveled a lot. While I was...
I was up Alhaja then.
While I was president of Form 1 in Ogo State, I traveled a lot.
Oh,
I was once the state president.
You was
Form 1
Ogo
State, yes.
Okay.
I traveled a lot.
Alhaja, I like that. Give me 5.
Thank you, ma. I'm so shy. My husband will tell you, go and dance with her. I tell her, when I am ready, you don't need to tell me. I'm funny enough, ma. My husband is an imam.
Imam?
Chief Imam of Ansarudeen Ilaro.
And he will allow you to go. He will allow you to go and dance. To party.
Yes,
enjoy your life, chop life. No darling, Alhaja.
No darling, no.
One life.
Enjoy it. 2 lives. So. This one, you enjoy it.
Just be moderation. Let it be. Yes, thank you. So, what type of music do you listen to?
I listen to so many music. Barrister Aminde. I like Aponle Anobi. I like Irasalatu. I like King Sunny Ade.
I like Ejaye.
Ejaye jíjẹ ni mo ti jìyà síwájú. Ìyá ipò. Ìyá ipò lọ́sàn-án ni. My sister.
So it's time to enjoy life.
It's time to
I
enjoy
like
life.
you. Don't dull yourself. So
enjoy.
for this program, what type of music would you want me to play?
If you have Aponle Anobi.
Aponle Anobi. Luckily, my producer is also a was up Alhaja. Temilade will get that for us.
You have Aponle Anobi. I love that.
Okay.
Mi ò rí Ọlọ́run èyí rí ọba tó tó Ọlọ́run ìyanu.
Mi ò rí Ọlọ́run èyí rí ọba tó tó Ọlọ́run ìyanu.
Mi ò rí Ọlọ́run èyí rí ọba tó tó Ọlọ́run ìyanu.
Mi ò rí Ọlọ́run èyí rí ọba tó tó Ọlọ́run ìyanu.
Ọba tó tó Ọlọ́run ìyanu. Ìjíǹjí Ọlọ́run mo kọ́kọ́ kí. Ọba tó ń gbọ́ bá dépò mo kọrin kí. Mo wá rí fọ́ba téèyàn ń kọjí kí. Mo wá rí fọ́ba téèyàn ń kọjí kí. Ta náwó méjì sókè tàbí kí. Ìdúró tí kúnlẹ̀ mi mú fi kí. Máa tún forí balẹ̀ máa kí. Nítorí iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ rẹ̀ bá kíkí. Òṣùbà mi fọ́ba olórin kì táwọn ayé ń kì láwọn orin kì tó fara mọ́ káàkì. Subhanaka rabbil haqqi. Tabaraka mul'al khalqi. A'udhu bi rabbil falaqi. Min sharri kulli khalqi. Mo ṣe tó tọ́ Ọlọ́run la fi ń kí. Mo ṣe tó tọ́ Ọlọ́run la fi ń kí. Ọba tó tóbi tó ga jù ní kíkí. Kábíyèsí Ọlọ́run ò tó kí o. Kábíyèsí Ọlọ́run ò tó kí. Àkíbáwò Ọlọ́run ni mo ń kí. Mo ń gbọ́dẹ̀ aláṣẹ kí.
Mi ò rí Ọlọ́run èyí rí ọba tó tó Ọlọ́run ìyanu.
Thank you so much. You are such an interesting person. I like you. Some people will say,
Omoko is always an interesting person.
Don't mind me. Don't mind me. It is
But I
well.
love that. People should learn from us.
Yes, I
That we
know.
have poor background. That we can make.
Inú ìkòkò dúdú
Lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ funfun
ó
ti
ti
jáde.
jáde. We thank God for your life.
Thank God.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin.
Yeah. So that's it on today's edition of Feminine Scoop on OGBC 90.5. Join us next week for another edition. I thank my guest again, Alhaja Dr. Tawakalit Adunni Adegbite, Chief Lecturer and Head of Department of Library and Information Science, the Federal Polytechnic Ilaru. I thank my producer, Temilade Tijani, assisted by Fumilayo Akitoye. My studio manager is Yemi Serikudi. My name is Toyin Sogbesan, so you call me TS. Till next week, do have a beautiful Saturday morning and enjoy the rest of your weekend.